What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Uprise Postgame show. We're recapping the Houston Rockets beating the Portland Trailblazers by a score of 132 to 108. This was a game in Houston. This was a game where James Harden and Russell Westbrook outplayed the Blazers backcourt. CJ had a solid game, but Dame, he was struggling. We'll talk about Dame's problems. I think Dame's absolutely exhausted. I'll have a message to the fans that are hating on Dame, which I think is absolutely ridiculous. I'll also rant about James Harden's awful brand of basketball and how he's a disgrace to the game. I can't stand James Harden, man. I'll talk about Stotts not having his team ready to deal with pressure defense, and I'll compare that to the Houston Rockets, who the Blazers threw a trap at, and they were ready to handle it. They had guys in perfect spots, they moved the ball well, and they got great shots out of that trap. That's what we're going to be talking about today, so I'm going to take your questions first off. I also got football game live right here, so I might be slightly distracted here and there, but we're gonna rant about this game because this was a very frustrating game. It was it was frustrating, not necessarily because we lost. I expected a loss going into this game, but it was frustrating because of James Harden. He's brutal to watch. Russell Westbrook getting all hyped, going crazy while he's getting carried because he can't be the guy he can't be the number one option on a team and that team be successful. We've seen that. Yeah, man, and then just the pressure defense. We played a good brand of basketball in the first quarter, and that helped us keep in touch with the Houston Rockets. And then once they ratcheted up their defensive pressure, once they started trapping Dame a little bit, our offense went completely down the drain. We still were able to get shots, but it was a very fast-paced game. A lot of people would say 108 points isn't bad, but there was a lot of possessions in this game. I'm going to pull up the stats right now. I want to see what we shot. I want to see our turnovers because that was a big issue, is a lot of our turnovers. We sparked a lot of Houston's fast breaks with our poor turnovers, with our poor offense. So from the field, Portland shot under 42%. They shot 30.6% from three. They had 17 turnovers as a team. You're not going to win a game shooting under 42% from the field, under around 30% from three, and having 17 turnovers, especially when you give up. Oh, Houston didn't shoot that many free throws. I thought the free throw differential was a bit more, but Clint Capella had 22 and 20. Russell Westbrook had 28, 13, and 10. James Harden had 36 points. He did it efficiently tonight. He had 36 points on 19 shots. Shot 10 free throws. So it was a little bit different of a game for James Harden than he's had this season. He hasn't been super efficient this season, but he's been getting around 15 free throws a game. So we didn't foul him quite as much, and a couple of fouls that he did get were just his typical James Harden hooking the defender's arm and then using that to draw a foul. There was a play on Twitter where Kent Bazemore was playing defense and James Harden hooked his arm and then tried to shoot up through it and got the foul call. Those types of plays I hate, man. James Harden is the roughest superstar to watch. He is he's a bit of a disgrace, honestly, man, because this dude, he exploits the game. And dude is my least favorite star player ever. Like, I didn't like Kobe, you know what I mean? Because I hate the Lakers, and Kobe was a bit of an asshole. But James Harden is just another level because this dude, just the way he plays, I can't stand it, man. Like, you're driving, not even looking to score. You're purposely hooking a defender's arm just to flail, just to get to the free throw line. God, dude. And you could tell that the Blazers were a bit scared to defend him normally because they felt like he was going to take advantage, exploit the game, and get to the line. There was a play where he shot a three and completely kicked his legs out. He basically kicked Nasir Little. Got a free throw on that. Should have been an offensive foul. That was a 4-point play. That was a big momentum shifter in the first half. I wish Terry challenged that call. Terry didn't challenge a call all game, and you talk about a play that is supposed to be an offensive foul on James Harden. He kicks his legs out. He kicks Nasir Little, and he makes that three, and that's a 4-point play. That's the type of play to challenge because that's a 4-point play. It was Nasir Little's fourth foul, I believe, so it was important because it was Little's fourth foul. It was important because it was a 4-point play versus maybe an offensive foul, and that was a huge momentum shifter. I wish Terry challenged that call, but he did not. But I can't stand watching James Harden, man. Now that he and Russell Westbrook are on the same team, it's at least, the two worst guys in the league to watch, the two most annoying players in the league, at least they're on the same team. So I don't know. At least we only have to deal with them 4 times a year instead of 8 times a year. It's just even worse when we have to deal with them. So I gotta pull the chat back up because I was looking at the stats. Where are we at here? Here we go. So I got a message for Blazer fans that I gotta get off my chest, and this will segue into Terry's thoughts. The Blazer fans that are bashing on Dame, that are hating on Dame right now, makes me kind of sick, man. Here's a perfect example. Jaden C.O. I'm getting sick of Dame. Some of you guys are like consistent supporters of mine, so I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to bash you, but the people who are hating on Dame, the people that are sick of Dame, this guy has been absolutely ran into the ground. He's playing almost 39 minutes a game. You can't get by playing a guy 39 minutes a game. This has been a critique of mine in regards to Terry's thoughts. You can't play Dame 39 minutes a game, especially when he has to do so much offensively, especially when you get trapped, you expect him to beat guys 1-on-2 instead of because you don't set up the offense to take advantage of the trap via the pass. So you expect Dame to beat 2 guys off the dribble consistently when he deals with pressure. This dude was exhausted tonight. Dame doesn't miss layups. The layups he missed tonight, it was out of exhaustion. He didn't have the same spark. He didn't have the same burst. And Blazer fans are sitting here getting mad at Dame, blaming Dame. This dude has been ran into the ground. We knew it was going to happen. With Terry Stotts playing Dame like this, we knew it was going to happen sooner than later. Even Chad doing Rip City Drive, who I've gotten into it with about me not liking Terry Stotts and him being a huge Stotts fan, even he has admitted that Stotts is not handling Damian Lillard's minutes well. Damian Lillard was absolutely exhausted tonight. And he was getting pressured, he was getting trapped, and he did not have the energy to be able to beat the trap, beat the pressure 1 versus 2. Also, the offense wasn't structured to help him out against that pressure. So he didn't do well against the pressure. And fans are sitting here saying they're getting sick of Damian Lillard. I saw fans saying Damian Lillard isn't an all-star. Come on, man. Like, it's not, I'm not trying to call anybody out, man. And I know some people are frustrated with Dame, but your frustration is misplaced. Your frustration is misplaced. And don't say anybody get out of here, man, because I get the frustration, okay? I get the frustration. I understand being frustrated after a game like that. That game was brutal. But your frustration is misplaced. Dame was absolutely exhausted, and that's the last guy we should be criticizing right now. When he had enough energy, what was he doing this season? He was playing like the best player in the entire NBA. And now that he's exhausted dealing with pressure, defense, traps every game, and now that he's worn down, we're going to bash Dame all of a sudden. Fans don't think he's an all-star. Like, Jaden CO, man. I'm just saying, if you're the second best point guard in the league, 13 points can't cut it. He's ran into the ground. He's exhausted, bro. He's probably the most exhausted star in the entire NBA right now. He's leading the league in minutes per game. And he has to do as much as any other star in the league. He doesn't have it easy like Giannis, where he can kind of drive the lane and rearrange and shoot shots from weird angles because he's an athletic freak. He's 6'3" going against the trap every game. Dame also had 11 assists. Buzzkill pointed that out. Dame had 11 assists. He was passing the ball well out of the trap. He was creating plays. He had 11 assists, even though the team didn't shoot great. Even though the offense is not structured to help him when he does get trapped, does get pressured. You're sick of his percentages. Well, he's exhausted. You should be sick of Terry Stotts running him into the ground. That's what you should be sick of. It's not Dame. Dame's shooting bad shots, but a lot of times he has to, because the offense isn't getting anything for stretches. So he'll force a shot, try and draw a foul, and try and do something. Dude's still having his most efficient season ever, even after tonight. Even though he's been ran into the ground. But that's the thing. This is how you beat the trap, chat. This is how you beat the trap when you get trapped. And this is what the Rockets did, and it was mightily successful. And this is what we don't do. You get trapped on one side of the court if you're Dame, right? You need a guard, preferably CJ McCollum, or it can be Anthony Simons. Near half court as well, but across the court from him. That is one of the outlet passes. Okay, the other outlet pass is the guy who came set the screen. Usually that's a big, and he's rolling down the middle. He's rolling down the middle of the court. A lot of times you can't get the ball to that big man because you're getting trapped, and the defenders are in between Dame, who has the ball near half court. They're in between him and the big man rolling down the middle of the floor. So Dame doesn't have a window to deliver that big man the ball. Okay, so he needs a different outlet pass. He doesn't have that. So a lot of times he gets stuck near half court with no options other than to try and deal with the trap himself. The second outlet pass needs to be CJ McCollum near half court, but kind of across half court. And if CJ's getting pressured, he needs to cut to the ball or backdoor cut that. And that's the thing. If the two defenders are kind of in between the roll man and Dame, then that pass sideways should be open. He should have a passing window to CJ. Once you get the ball to CJ, CJ should be able to dump it down to the big man in the middle because he's not being trapped. So he's able to deliver that pass. Or he can swing it to the corner on his side. If that corner is Nasir Little, and his guy goes up to guard CJ or whatever, you pass Nasir Little. He's been shooting a lot of those threes. I want to see him drive it and dunk, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. But you have guys in certain spots to be able to handle the trap. You may even invite the trap. That's what Houston did. They invited the trap, and then they passed the ball to beat the trap. They invited the trap because they knew they could handle it, and they knew where guys would be. They knew that they were able to take advantage of it, and that's what they did. They knew exactly how to handle it right when it happened. And you could tell that's something that they work on because teams do that against Harden. We look like we're shocked every time we see a trap. We look like we don't know what to do. And a lot of people say, oh, well, it's chemistry. No, this has been a problem with the teams that had the same players year after year. And the thing is, people said, oh, well, the forwards can't shoot. Well, now we got a small forward shooting 50%. So now it's, oh, the guys just aren't used to playing with each other. We're shifting the blame here. Thing is, you don't need forwards that can shoot. If they're open in the corner, the thing is, like, you got three guys on the backside. If you get a trap near half court, that's two defenders near half court. You have a 4-on-3 on the backside. You have a lost space. You should be able to get a layup. Or you should be able to get a shot attacking the rim at least. You don't need great shooters. You don't need shooting forwards. Houston punished us inside when we trapped. They were able to get the ball inside easily with the pass because they had guys in specific spots. That was a perfect example of how to beat a trap by having a sort of structure that's ready to deal with a trap. Compared to us, we don't. So what happens is Dame doesn't have that outlet pass to CJ because CJ is further down the court. He's further down towards the baseline. He literally has no outlet out of the trap to pass the ball, so he has to try and dribble his way out of the trap. Possession after possession after possession. Or he kind of backs it out and the trap kind of falls back, and then Dame's at half court with the ball with a defender on him, and they're not in a set. And what do they do when they're not in a set and they're kind of stuck and they're bogged down in offensive possession? They run pick and roll, which brings the trap back, and then we don't handle that well. So then Dame tries to create 1-on-2 while he's playing 39 minutes per game. So he gets ran into the ground. That's what happens. That's exactly what happens. And that's what happened tonight. Do you see how easy it was for Harden dealing with that trap? He just kind of backed the ball out, hit the outlet pass, which was near half court, skipped it across the court, and then they hit the roll man. The thing is, James Harden's a little taller, so he can kind of get the ball down to the roll man a little bit easier than Dame can. And we weren't trapping as hard as Houston was. Our trap was very soft. We needed to do a better job trapping. But they still had that guy near half court to relieve pressure. So Harden would skip it to him if he had to. And then that guy would either pass it to the corner. Maybe the corner guy is spotting up, or he cuts baseline, pass it to the corner. Or he'd pass it to the middle of the floor, Capella. They picked apart our trap, our pressure defense with the pass, and we have always failed to do that. And that's been one of my biggest complaints with Terry Stotts, and all these fans want to make excuses based off personnel. First, it was the type of personnel we had. Now it's, the personnel isn't used to playing with each other. It's a basic trap. It's a basic trap. It shouldn't be hard to be a trap. You just got to be in the right spot. The thing is, if guys are in the right spot and they're consistently in the right spot, you'll know what spots players are in. It doesn't really require chemistry in that regard. Does this make sense to you guys? Hopefully this makes sense to you guys. But I thought it was a perfect example, a perfect contrast of a well-coached offensive team that knew how to handle a trap thrown at them and a team that doesn't. So now moving on, we're going to talk about Nasir Little now. Nasir Little had a good game. He's by far a better defender than Anthony Tolliver. And he's a better all-around player than Mario Hezonja. Little is our best power forward option right now. The thing is, he hasn't been able to knock down the three ball. He has finished well around the rim. He finished well around the rim today, and he provides energy that we need. We've started off games well with Nasir Little in the lineup. Nasir Little's been solid. Fans are getting a little frustrated with him missing threes, and honestly, what I want to see him start doing is just cutting more. There was a play where they were in transition and kind of moved the ball around in transition, and Nasir was like trailing the play, and he caught it, and he shot a three from around like the top of the arc. But he had a whole lane where he could have drove and tried to dunk on somebody. I want to see him start cutting. I want to see him start driving. I want to see him start attacking downhill when he doesn't have a defender around him instead of shooting these threes. Dude's super athletic. The dude could draw fouls. The dude could get to the rim and score and collapse the defense. And he's kind of just sitting behind the arc a lot of times and shooting these threes, which, you know what, I think that it's not like he's missing by much. I think that with more confidence, with more reps, he'll knock down more of these three balls, but I would like to see him cut and drive. That's how, if he was cutting, if he was driving on these, he would be converting some of those plays. That's what needs to happen. But that's been a problem. People say, oh, well, Stas' offense can't work when you have a forward like that who can't shoot. It was the same problem with Harkless, same problem with Aminu. A lot of those times, those guys will have a lane to cut, or they can catch the ball and they have a lane to drive, and they'll shoot threes. Bazemore too. Bazemore. Instead of trying to get to the rim, get a layup, they settle for threes, even though they're not great shooters. So that's the thing. Like, there was multiple possessions where it's like, dude, just go drive and try and end somebody's career with a dunk. You know, not literally, okay? For all the people that, whoa, Tori said, and literally end his career. No, I mean, like, go poster somebody. Go put a poster on somebody. Go drive. The thing is, he's not a horrible passer either. We haven't really seen it, but he's not a horrible passer. Go drive. Make a play. People aren't going to expect him to get up like that if they don't know his game, if they don't know who he is. So I'm checking my fantasy matchup. I better not lose this Monday night matchup. Shout out Russell, first round exit Westbrook. They giving free super chats on YT. Happy holidays. Are they? Shout out for the $2. I don't know what you mean by free super chats. If they are, that's dope. Little should watch some Jake Layman highlights and learn that backdoor brilliance. That was why I wasn't a fan of giving up Jake Layman for Mario Hezonja. I wanna go to that video where because I made that video that said giving up Mario Hezonja for Jake Layman. I'm not a fan of it. Or giving up Jake Layman for Mario Hezonja. I'm not a fan of it. Is that what I just said? I don't know. I thought I flipped him. I got so much heat on those comments, man. Jake Layman's cutting would be exactly what we need right now. Because he cuts from that baseline. Even though he's a solid three-point shooter, even though he's a better three-point shooter than Nasir Little, than Al-Farouq Aminu, than Mo Harkless, he cuts. Russell first round exit Westbrook, another $2 donation. Yeah, I got four free super chats to give. Dope, man. Appreciate the $2 donation. That's dope that you got free super chats. How'd you get the free super chats? Is that like just I gotta raise my mic, hold on. Alright, I'm gonna catch up with chat. Because I got everything off my chest I wanted to get off. Oh, the last thing. There was one other thing. When we're down 22 with 6 minutes left and we know we have no chance of making up that deficit, why is Dame still in the game? That goes into what I was talking about with running Dame into the ground. He wasn't effective tonight. You know what I mean? Like he didn't really have it tonight because he was exhausted. And we play tomorrow. We're on the first night of a back-to-back. And we're down 22 in Houston with 6 minutes left and he's still in the damn game. He should have rested that whole fourth quarter. I'd hate to lose tomorrow because Dame is so exhausted that because we played him today trying to chase a 20-point deficit. Russell first round exit Westbrook. So I'm just going to make it rain in chat. He's raining $2 donations. The next one had money emojis. That's dope, man. I appreciate it, bro. Whiteside in the first for Trevor Ariza, Nemanja Bjelica, or Nemanja Bjelica and Harry Giles. I'm not much of a fan of that, and I'm not sure that would work for Sacramento money-wise, if that trade would actually go through. Dante Nero. Our research shows that playing 38 minutes a game is fine. Well, the research is crap, man. The research isn't good because it's obvious. It's obvious, dude. Like, there was a couple plays where he drove the lane and he just looked so much slower than he did a few games ago. So he wasn't able to, like, beat the trap by getting to the rim. Gotta handle Dame better. Gotta rest him more. It's just not. It has me worried, man. It has me worried. Honestly does. Dude cannot play 39 minutes per game. Because if you round, that's what he's playing. I mean, this game we were down 20 almost the entire second half. And he played 35 minutes. CJ played 37 minutes. We were down 20 almost the entire second half. And we benched him finally benched him with like 3 minutes left, which we should have done earlier. These guys still playing 37, 35 minutes per game. Doesn't make sense. All right, dope. I'm hoping Travis Kelce doesn't catch any more balls because I got one this fantasy matchup. I'm 8-2. Grantus Mantis says at Blazers Uprise, here's a question I have. Are we able to make trades right now? What do you think will happen if our struggles continue once we've played Melo enough, 15 to 20 games? We can't trade any players we signed in the offseason until December 15th. Other players that have been on the roster or players that we traded for, we can trade. CJ McCollum, we can't trade till January 30th. He almost muffed a punt. Joda Pest says, I mean, Dame is my favorite player, but he played bad today. I literally just ranted about how, I don't know if you were in here for that, but I literally just ranted about how he was not put in a position to succeed tonight. He's never put in a position to succeed against pressure defense, against traps, and he's been ran into the ground. People just look at the stat line and they're like, oh, he played bad. Come on, Dame. It's deeper than that. There's levels. There's levels to this. Drop your Addy, I'll slump you. Yeah, I'm not gonna allow that in my chat, bro. Kevin Cruz, Dame is washed. Bro, see, these are the clowns that I'm talking about. This is the dumb stuff that I started ranting about. God, man. I hope that dude's a Rockets fan, because if that dude's a Blazer fan, don't want it. Like, no. Nah, bro. Was Russ screaming and pounding his chest all game? The second half, pretty much. And Russell played good, but he wasn't being really guarded. And he got a bunch of ticky-tack calls. Diehard Blazer fan says, at this point, I'm almost certain Dame is very pissed about the whole situation. Stotts, coaching, rotations, other players struggling, etc. I'd love for him to speak out a little bit more on the issues that he sees, because he's just like, oh, I know we can turn it around. We always do. That's, it's just kind of the cliche, like, cookie cutter quote that we usually get from Dame. Sorry, I gotta moderate chat here. I might hire a moderator in the future. Well, not. I don't want to say hire. Like, I might get a couple chat moderators in the future, because it's hard to talk about this and moderate whatever is going on in chat right now between Kevin and Najib. What do I expect from Melo this season? I mean, Melo with Nasir Little's jump shots, Nasir Little's getting wide open shots. If Melo can get those shots, then it could be promising. I'm going to watch this play. Then I'm going to tune back to chat. Throw Eckler the ball. Oh, no, yeah, you just going to fumble it. Okay. Blazers won't... Okay, Kevin Cruz, you gone, bro. You're gone, bro. Bye. Can we sign Dame Jr. and waive Mario? I should give Eric mod. Oh yeah, for sure. I should give Eric mod. But I might hire one or two else, because I don't do every post-game show with Eric. I don't even know what Eric's doing right now. Was gonna have him on, but I kind of just ran home and hopped on the stream. I will mod the shit out of this chat. LOL. The funny thing is, because you cussed, I had to allow that chat. Workhorse, I just changed my name. What was your name before, bro? Hey, dude, Scout had a good game. You want to say something about that? Scout was solid. Scout's production hasn't been great lately. His efficiency has been dropping, but I don't know, a young player like that who wasn't playing as much as he should have been when he was playing well, then they tend to regress if they're not getting the minutes they deserve. Should have played more earlier in the season. But Scou's hustle. I like Scou's hustle. Needs to rebound a bit better, but he did have 6 rebounds tonight. 15 points. I didn't realize he had 15 points, 6 for 7 shooting. So that's the type of game we need out of Scow. Anthony has been struggling slightly. He had 10 points, 3 for 10 shooting, 1 for 5 3-point. But also he's, when Dame's not in the game, Anthony's kind of dealing with the same, not the same traps, but still he's dealing with trying to create against a lot of pressure, which isn't easy, especially for a young guard like him. Bazemore 4 for 14. Why is Bazemore shooting 14 shots in 21 minutes? Can somebody please tell me why Kent Bazemore is shooting 14 shots in 21 minutes? He did have 5 assists. He passed the ball well when he decided to pass, but why is dude shooting 14 times? There's a couple... Dude, Bazemore's starting to become very, very frustrating. Now I can see why Atlanta was willing to give him up for Evan Turner. Oh, he's better than Turner, but dude is... a lot of dumb fouls from Bazemore. A lot of silly fouls. He only had 2 tonight, but I'm pretty sure both of them were just ticky-tack stuff he shouldn't have even tried to do. But 4 for 14, man. He's been shooting under 40% from the field. We have multiple guys shooting under 40% from the field. Tolliver, Little, Hazonia, Bazemore. The thing is, Little provides like the intangibles, the hustle, the defense. So I'm fine with Little. But 14 shots for Bazemore. Yikes. Dame only shot 15 times. And Bazemore only played 21 minutes. That's the thing. If 14 shots, 21 minutes, that's a lot. Why are we talking about Dame being washed at 28? Russell first round exit Westbrook. What do you mean? I know you're not saying he's washed, but like, I don't know. Like Dame's definitely dude was absolutely crushing it. He's still like his stats on the season would still be like his best season by far right now, even with these struggles that he's had. So I don't understand why. I just don't understand the hate for Dame right now. Eric Brandt, one thing to keep in mind with trades, unless you waive Melo, which we aren't going to do until he at least plays a few games, we don't have roster spots, so we'd have to send out same number of guys. I'd assume we'd include like Anthony Tolliver in that, or we'd waive Tolliver. Yeah. Christopher Funk, why play Little so much? Because Little's our best power forward option. This is like what Harden said last year, too many rookies and not enough vets playing. Thing is, Houston has better vets than Anthony Tolliver and Mario Hazonia. Scow's a 4. He's not a 5. He can play both. He doesn't play the 4. I don't know why. Nurk will eliminate the need for Baze to create. I'm tired of having to rely on a passing big man to solve our offensive issues. And still, we've seen with Nurkic before where Dame will get trapped. He can't get Nurkic the ball in the middle of the court. Like, it doesn't like fix that issue. It doesn't fix how we handle traps. We still handle traps the exact same way. If any of you guys don't know, I'm watching Monday night football right here. Got my screen. Scow's 6'10" without shoes. So he's like 6'11" with shoes. I don't think Scow's too small to be a 5. He's just playing next to a power forward in Hazonia who really defends and rebounds like a shooting guard. Hazonia was supposed to be the ET replacement. He's got hustle, but no great sloppy finish. Honestly, Hazonia might be worse than ET. which is crazy. I was telling you guys he wasn't good, man. All these people trying to tell me, wait till he gets in a good situation. He was drafted 5th for a reason. Eric Brandt, I'm talking about the 1-for-3 type trades. Gotcha. Weight-wise, not height. I don't know. Scal doesn't really get pushed around, and he's going against bench units. As a starting 5, he would get pushed around more. On the bench, though, I just think he needs another like decently sized power forward next to him. But Scal wasn't the problem tonight. Will Gibson. Dame looked tired. He didn't look engaged as much on defense, and driving to the hoop, he wasn't as explosive. He's been ran into the ground playing 39 minutes a game. And the thing is, it's like a hard 39 minutes. It's not 39 minutes where, he's JJ Redick out there just spotting up, shooting, and kind of like jogging around screens, that type of thing. No, dude's dealing with going 1-on-2 consistently, possession after possession, night in, night out. And point guard is the hardest position to guard in the NBA. It takes the most energy to guard in the NBA. Defensively, it's better to have a good defensive center than a good defensive point guard, but in terms of like the energy you expend as a point guard, you expend more energy guarding point guards. Not only because you're going up against athletic, quick players, but also that position is loaded. That position is the most loaded position in the NBA. He's going up against a guy like Russell Westbrook. Next game, he'll go up against a guy like Drew Holiday. And then after that, Eric Bledsoe. Like, there's a lot of great NBA point guards. So, do you think it's too late to try and rebuild this team to better fit Dame's playstyle better? Because it's team, ain't it? Stotts needs to improve, man. Needs to be Stotts. With no matter what the roster, unless we have like absolute, I don't know. The thing is, if you have absolute snipers for power forwards, if Dame gets trapped and doesn't have a good outlet pass out of the trap, doesn't have a good option out of the trap that he can deliver the ball to, then how are we even going to get these good shooters the ball to beat the trap? That's the problem. That's the problem. It's the structure of our offense against traps. It's not Dame's fault. It's not the personnel. It's not a lack of chemistry. We suck at handling traps. Houston was a perfect example of how to handle a trap. Christopher Funk says, Lillard has played more minutes than any other player in the league. I really think he needs to do some load management. I just think Stotts needs to only play him 35 to 36 minutes per game instead of 39. Dame played like 38 minutes per game his rookie season, but they weren't really competitive. And Dame was a rookie. Since then, he's played around 36 minutes per game, 35 to 36 minutes per game. That's a good amount of minutes for him to play. 39 minutes per game, though. Stotts never had this problem. Now, all of a sudden, he's running Dame into the ground in November. Also need to make it easier on Dame in terms of the offense. Use him off the ball more. All of his shots come from him creating downhill against defenders. Usually a set defense, too. That better not have been pass interference. Okay, good. Yeah, man, I mean, you got Simons. He's kind of struggled a bit lately, but the dude's a good third guard. Play Simons more. I don't know, man. It's just doesn't make much sense to me. The only championships we will win with this coach is in 2K. Should the Blazers just sit on Little if they aren't going to win this year? Maybe letting him develop could be the right move if his 3 improves. He's a scary player. If they can get a guy like Blake Griffin for Little and they have a good record at the deadline, then do it. I love Nasir Little, but I mean, we trying to win now, you know? We trying to win Dame a ring, or are we trying to win Anthony Simons a ring? Brian Scalabrini, I swear, Blazer fans need to start a Fire Stotts train. I'm glad that people realize. I'm glad that I've helped people see some things that I've seen, because I was really the only one on that bandwagon in the past. Why would we trade for Kevin Love or Blake Griffin if we have Anthony Tolliver? We are wasting his prime, no cap. You think we beat the Pelicans tomorrow? It's not going to be as easy of a game as people think. That's a 50-50 game. Would be a very important game for us to win. Also, don't know who's going to play for New Orleans. They've been very banged up, but they have a lot of guys that are like close to coming back, so I don't know if they're going to be back. Also, who knows what happens with Melo. Also, Melo dropped a video talking about going to Portland and how they wanted him to come in right away, and he said he just needed 3-4 days to kind of adjust, which I thought, I didn't really know what I thought about that. Russell first round exit Westbrook. It's like the only coach in the league that doesn't know that traps are our weakness is Stotts. Yeah. What if the Pelicans had Zion? Would you think it would still be a 50-50 game? I don't even know how good Zion is at the NBA level yet. I think that the assistant coach that we lost in the offseason was huge. That was Vanderpool, and we had all these issues before. These issues are just exacerbated because, I don't know. These issues are just worse than they were in the past. I think our defense is a bit worse and our rebounding's a bit worse. And Nurkic helped us out with a lot of the issues that we had. But Vanderpool's having a good effect in Minnesota, it seems like. Vanderpool was a good assistant coach. I have questions about how effective he can be as a head coach, but as an assistant coach, he was good. Sorry, I'm looking at my fantasy score. Right now, I'm up 8. I have Austin Eckler. The person I'm facing has Travis Kelce. It's a PPR league. There's 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. We also get $10 bonus for weekly high scores. Then I have 142. The next highest score has 140. I have the highest score of the week right now. So, got some money on the line right now. Also get a bonus for the most weekly high scores in a season as well. So, got that. The guy I'm competing with for the weekly high score, we both have 2, and that's the most in the league. So, got a lot on the line right now. Die Hard Blazer fan says, honestly, Tori, I would love to see a video between you and B-Ball breaking down the Blazers issue. I would, man. I'd go to that guy and I'd say what I see, and I think he'd agree with me. I think he would 100% agree with me. The thing is, Austin Wack says, teams watching our Golden State swept us the last 3 times, 2 times, whichever one. Yeah, teams are trapping us more and more in the regular season now, and we're struggling with it because we struggle with it. Teams didn't really used to trap us like this. Now every game we're seeing it. Because if you watch game film and you see how poorly we handle traps, why wouldn't you trap if you're the other team? Brian Scalabrini, Tori, have you checked your Instagram recently? No, I have not. I need to use Instagram more. I need to get that page rolling a little bit more. Damn, if Travis Kelce gets a touchdown, I'm gonna be mad. Do you think that Stotts doesn't place good enough coaches around him? He has good assistants. He's had good assistants in the past. Pinwheel Empire really wilding on Twitter, going with the our forwards can't shoot, so that's why we suck BS. We have a forward shooting 50% from 3. That dude doesn't know what he's talking about. That dude doesn't know. He keeps calling out fans for criticizing Stotts when he really could not go in depth like this in terms of analyzing the game. That dude, I'm tired of that dude. I unfollowed that. Actually, I got blocked from that dude. That dude's been going off on people on Twitter. And some of the things I've seen him say to other people is just like dude's being super sensitive, and like he had that whole thing with Dame, and I don't know, man. That I used to like that page, but that page, not a fan of that page now. And I'm tired of these big. I'm tired of media members or these big Twitter pages being all pompous and self-righteous, looking down and being condescending towards people that can actually break down the damn game. Shouldn't. If anything, it should be the other way around. But the thing is, I try not to be condescending with it. I try not to be like that because I can't stand when people are like that. Pinwheel Empire's on a power trip. They are, man. They block people. They block more people than Myers' wife did. Myers' wife, I'm pretty sure, controlled his Twitter account and would block people who said bad things about Myers. Like she'd search for people saying bad things about Myers. No, God, dude. I sent you something pretty interesting about Blake Griffin. Oh, I think I saw a notification for it, and I said I'd check it out. Yeah, I'll check it out after this. Dante Nero, I like putting them on blast. Yeah, man, I'm tired of that condescending page telling people to remove tweets because it attacked their opinion. Meanwhile, they're out here calling out fans left and right. Like, tell me that isn't hypocritical. I don't like Stotts either, but do y'all know some good head coaches available right now? I really don't know what coaches are out there. Ettore Messina would be my choice. Maybe Ime Udoka. Ettore Messina didn't get a chance at all, and he should have. But I would have went with Mike Budenholzer after Stotts and the Blazers got swept in 2018 because Budenholzer left the Hawks and he was available, and we still had Paul Allen alive, and Paul Allen could have paid the man. But we went with Stotts. Our defensive rotations are so hard to watch. I'm not sure if they suck at defense or it's just Stotts. At this point, I'll take the latter. He's a good rebuilding coach, but not a championship coach. That's what I've always said, man. He's great at developing players. He sets a good culture. He has a good relationship with players. That's a coach that you need to like reset the culture. That's the type of coach that you need for a struggling team that's trying to rebuild. Be perfect coach for... People say I don't say good things about Stotts. Terry Stotts would be the perfect coach for a rebuilding team. Not for a team trying to accomplish what we're trying to accomplish. Dante Nero said I said that to him, but they responded with, that's totally not what happened. What'd you say to him? Oh, that they were on a power... What do you mean? Because I'm feeling feisty right now. I'm down to call out Twitter. Call out people on Twitter. I don't know, man. And that's the thing. It's about basketball, like, and how they're running their Twitter page. Not personal. I don't know the guy. I'm not personally attacking him. The way he runs his Twitter page lately, he doesn't run it well. And some of the things he's done lately with that Twitter page it's whack. Russell, our offense has been painful to watch. It's like we've been given up moving the ball after quarter 1 to 2. We were moving the ball tonight until they started to pressure us, until they started to trap us. And when that happens, we just absolutely fold. A lot of our offensive possessions turned to crap. It sparked their fast breaks. It gave them momentum. It got them feeling better. They started hitting more shots. That's what happened. They're really good playing on the fast break. When you turn over the ball 17 times, you're going to spark fast breaks. We folded against the pressure. Their pressure caused a lot of turnovers, and Dame gets trapped, Dame gets pressured, and doesn't have a good outlet to. I don't know. We don't handle it well, which is funny because in high school we had different offensive sets or like structures for multiple different types of traps, like zone traps, man-to-man traps. We had different structures, guys in certain spots, and we picked apart traps. Like, I'm speaking from experience. Like, I know it's high school basketball compared to the NBA, but it's still X's and O's. Which Twitter page is this? We're talking about Pinwheel Empire. Hey, not cool. It's not whack, LOL. Talking about Pinwheel Empire, I used to be a fan of that Twitter page, man. But the stuff they had with the Blazers Tag podcast, you should look into that, man. It's not good. Melvin Gordon out here dropping balls. Christopher Funk. Honestly, I think the traps wouldn't be a big deal for Lillard. Coaches use Damian as an example to beat traps. I think it's the low spirits and fatigue. So Carmelo has some super high hopes for me. The thing is, we rely on Dame too much to beat the trap, and he gets fatigued because we rely on him too much to beat the trap, and because we rely on him too much to beat the trap and he gets fatigued from it, then we end up with games like tonight, where he's too tired to consistently break down this trapping, pressuring defense, and we turn the ball over a lot. We don't know what to do. From the second quarter on, we started off hot, started off well, started off moving the ball, and then they start pressuring us, and we completely folded. Oh, he threw a pick. Najib Hadrosh says, my bad, I was pissed that Kevin said Dame is washed. Stay positive, these struggles will help us in the long room. I'll still slump Kevin. Yeah, I didn't really know what that was about. I saw Kevin say something about Dame. You know, I hid Kevin, but like, if you got, I don't know. I just saw something like, send me your address, I'll slump you, whatever, you know what I mean? And I can't really have that type of thing in my live chat. Like, that's a little bit too much, but I appreciate the $5 donation, man. It's all good. I think it was just I think he was just your typical Rockets fan, but I hit his comments, so he might still be commenting and not realizing that we can't see him. Eric Brandt says, we can fire Stas, but his contract is completely guaranteed, so they'd have to pay him his full salary. Fun to think about, but won't happen. Yeah, it's not going to happen, man. I'm just going to keep getting frustrated at the same problems happening over and over again. And I'm going to keep talking about them and sound like a broken record. And tonight was a little bit different because we actually saw a team. We actually trapped a team. Stas actually tried to adjust, which, okay. Stas tried to adjust. Okay, good. Adjustments didn't work. Our rotations on the backside for that trapping defense, it looks like we haven't worked on it enough, which has been a complaint of mine. And we didn't switch out of it when we were getting burnt from it. So... but we were able to see how a team is able to handle the trap. That was a perfect example. If we structured our spacing on the floor and our positioning on the floor on offense like Houston did when we started trapping them, then we'd have no problems with traps. But pages like Pinwheel Empire will look down upon me and say, no, that's not the case. We just have forwards that can't shoot. Even though one of our starting forwards is literally our best three-point shooter and shooting like 50% from three. Even though you don't have to shoot threes to beat a trap. If you have a 4-on-3 fast break, you have to get a three. Is that the only shot you can get? That's basically what it is if you get the ball out of the trap fast. Thing is, you should already have guys in specific strategic positions to be able to move the ball around to get somebody at least attacking the rim in space, or somebody, the ball, like, moving towards the rim. Like, it doesn't have to be all threes. And one of our forwards is still a great three-point shooter, so I'm tired of that damn excuse, man. I'm tired of fans using excuses like that to try and look down on people that really know what's going on. It annoys me. But usually people like that, I try and be cordial with them, and I'll invite them on the show. I'll invite them on the podcast. They can, have a conversation with me. We can go into depth on air. But they'll say, sure. And then they don't reply to the DM, trying to clarify a time. because they don't really want to come on the. They know they can't come on here and say anything more than the stuff they tweet, and they know they'll get picked apart because it's a non-argument. Dante Nero said, they said they don't like that if somebody disagrees with you, that people say you don't watch the games and are blind and how annoying it is. I responded with, or block people that disagree with you or demand that they apologize, and they said that's not even close to what happened. Well, I saw the DMs. They leaked to Pinwheel Empire's DMs, and that's exactly what happened. But, you know, I think the guy realizes he messed up. So he's trying to save face. That's not what happened. Yeah, it is, man. Solid DMs, man. I know I follow Blazer Tag. Like, I pay attention to their podcasts. Like, I pay attention to those guys' Twitter presence. They don't attack people like that. If the only people that do the attacking are Pinwheel Empire, always calling out fans. Elude Allen. There's no way that Clippers trade Montrezl Harrell. And especially not for Trent Scalabrine in a second-round pick. Markel Barnes. Y'all team is not for defense. You drafted Nasir Little and L. Okay, I'm going to keep reading this guy's comments. This is going to be fun. Blazers not making playoffs, but if they do, first round exit home court been bailing this team out. LOL, Russ bust Dame ass. But still can't convince y'all that Dame ain't better than Russ. Clown. We got a clown in the comments. We got a Houston fan being a typical Rockets fan. This is your perfect example of a typical Rockets fan. Russell first round exit Westbrook says, kind of annoyed by Melo's videos. He said something like, I always had an eye on Portland, but it just never worked out. Bitch, you vetoed the trade. And yes, he did. He's the reason it didn't work out. Yeah, I didn't really like that either. I don't know, Melo. I didn't really like that video. Honestly. Oh, I needed 3-4 days to switch my mindset. I mean, I guess I get that, but wouldn't switching your mindset back into, you know, the mode of playing basketball wouldn't diving straight in be what helps you switch that mindset back? Like, I don't know. That was a strange video, to be quite honest. Yeah. Eric Brandt, if you're going to troll, try making sense. Yeah, don't be so easy to troll back. Where's the video of Melo? It's on Melo's YouTube channel. Is Melo playing tomorrow? I assume so. I can't wait for 20 games from now. It's going to be, oh, well, Melo doesn't know the sets. That's why the whole team sucks. Workhorse said nope. I thought Melo was playing tomorrow. When Melo said that, I thought he meant to say he was getting to know his role and how he would be playing his role. Maybe I interpreted that wrong. I'll rewatch it. I kind of hope Melo doesn't play tomorrow, because I got a wrecked playoff game. So I don't know what time it's at, and I'm trying to cover Melo's debut. Like, I'd work around it, and I'd have Eric on it and everything, but so I'm gonna look at some of the scores tonight. Some of the NBA scores. This is a chill, laid-back stream right now. Not really popping off, but Timberwolves going to beat the Jazz. They're up 8 with 20 seconds left. Timberwolves been playing great. Timberwolves are going to move to 8-6. They won in Utah. Thunder are beating the Clippers right now, 37-36. 4 minutes left in the second. Paul George's first game against his old team. Let's look at the box score. Let's see how Paul George is doing. Of course, that's Gilgeous-Alexander's and Gallinari's revenge games as well. Gilgeous-Alexander has 9 points on 4 for 5 shooting. Paul George has 8 points on 4 for 8. Harkless has 0 points in 8 minutes on 0 for 2 from the field, 0 for 1 from 3. So, typical Maurice Harkless. We got the Knicks beat the Cavs 123-105. We got the Cavs are a team we're going to face on the road. They're not looking good. I think Kevin Love might be. Kevin Love didn't play, so he's hurt again. He's always hurt. Pacers beat the Nets by 30. Nets didn't have Kyrie Irving. Aaron Holiday had a career-high 24 points. Raptors beat the Hornets by 36. OG Anunoby had 24 points. He's been a bit of a breakout guy for them. The Bucks beat the Bulls 115-101. Mavericks beat the Spurs 117-110. Doncic had a 42-point triple-double. Dude's been absolutely insane, almost close to averaging a triple-double. Celtics beat the Suns 99-85. Phoenix is overrated to start the season. They're going to fall back to the pack. Yeah, that was tonight's NBA action. Damn, why you got dunk on Harkless like that? I mean, isn't that typical Mo Harkless? I'm also watching this Monday Night Football game a little bit. Because we got Chiefs beating the Chargers 24-17 with 1:40 left. Got a lot riding on fantasy right now. Forno feeling good. I'm talking about fantasy football. Scalabrini. Rivers just threw a pass off the back of his lineman's helmet, and then he batted it down. That was kind of interesting. He could have caught it and ran with it, but I think it was a good decision for him to bat that down. Maybe Houston is that amazing this year. No, Houston is not that good. They could go all the way. I think trades are going to happen. Trace McGrady said Danilo Gallinari. No, I think he's right. Melo, Danilo, Rodney in the rotation. I mean, who do you trade for Danilo, though? You'd have to trade Bazemore or Whiteside. If you trade Bazemore, who's going to be our backup small forward? We need to find one if we're going to do that. And don't say Melo or Gallinari because those guys are power forwards now. Maybe you could play Nasir Little with Melo off the bench. Maybe Nasir Little could be the backup small forward. Just kind of thin there, though. You ever see Phillip Rivers run? No, that dude's slow as hell. That's why he batted that ball down. That was funny. His trainer said he is playing tomorrow on a video on Twitter. Okay. So I have to figure out. Damn. I have to figure out how to. Cause I got my rec league game's a playoff game too, so I can't miss it. That's the problem. So I gotta go ball out. Tomorrow the Pelicans game is at 5 p.m. too, so that's what makes it tough. Can't wait to get some home games, man. I'm so tired of playing on the road. Danny Green had a vicious putback slam, I guess. I'm watching that right now. Ooh, Danny Green. Okay. You guys should check out that Danny Green putback dunk. I didn't know Danny Green could put the ball back like that. Talking about fantasy basketball. Congrats, man. I'm 8-2 in fantasy football, so I'm leading the league right now. Eric's in that league. He's about to be 3-8. Mark Jackson has a lot of the same problems Stotts does. I am not a fan of Mark Jackson as a coach. Literally doesn't solve anything. Eric Brandt, I told you about OG, Tori. You brought him up and you called him and you known boy. That's what you called him. So don't even come here and say I told you about OG. You called him an nun boy. So as far as I'm concerned, you don't even know who that is. Tori, check the Blazers YouTube channel. Check the Blazers YouTube channel for what specifically? Sacco Calipano, I'm number 5 in total points for fantasy football year, but my record is 1-9. That's rough, bro. That's rough. I'm going to be number 1 out of 12 teams in points after this week. I don't even know why I have these headphones in. A new boy. An onion boy. Onion boy. OG onion boy. If you guys got any questions, Blazer related, anything related, I don't care. We gon' chill. I'm kind of just killing time right now. I'm also watching the end of this game. What a catch. What a catch. I'm connecting my headphones to the TV. I couldn't play the audio out loud either. This game's close. I don't want a touchdown here, though. Are y'all watching this game? This is a great football game right now. NFL's been a lot of fun this year. A lot of good football. Not on prime time, but like Sunday morning games. OG decided to drop 24 and I'm playing against him. That sucks, man. My team's super banged up. I got Oladipo out. I had Brogdon out tonight. I had Irving out tonight. LeVert out tonight. If you could trade for anyone at the moment, who and for what? 2 to 3 first round picks and Whiteside and Tolliver for Blake Griffin and Christian Wood. Do you think we're going to make the playoffs? I'm seriously in doubt with that. Yeah, we're going to make the playoffs. We're going to be fine. We're 5-9, but our early season schedule is tough. I said if we're 7-10, 8-10 after 17, 18 games, then we're on pace for 50 wins. Just based on how hard the teams that we're playing are. Yeah. 13 of the first 18 on the road. We haven't really had many gimme games. What's going on with Gasol? When is he supposed to come back? I have no idea, man. They haven't updated us at all. He was supposed to be ready around the start of the season, and we're already a month into the season. He ain't back. I don't know why. But I do think we're going to make the playoffs. We're gonna. There's a really good chance we have the best record in the NBA after the trade deadline, after the All-Star break. Given how easy our schedule is and how we'll be getting healthy and how we'll probably upgrade at the trade deadline, we're gonna have, after the trade deadline, we're gonna be having a lot of post-game shows that are really, really fun because we're gonna be winning a lot of games. And just gotta tread water right now. Bear through it. That's why the San Antonio Spurs win was huge. 5-9 right now. It's a lot more manageable than 4-10. We got a game that we should win against New Orleans. We pick up that game. We're 6-9. Ooh, this game, man. If y'all watching this game, y'all know I'm looking to my right, zoning out. Because you got 24 seconds left. Chiefs up 24-17. Chargers have the ball 2nd and 10 on the 15-yard line. 14-yard line. Eckler just got tackled in bounds. Should I be a football commentator for a second? I'll be a football radio commentator for a second. You got Rivers in the shotgun. Chiefs looking like they're bringing 5. 4-man blitz. Rivers drops back. Throws it to the outside. Austin Eckler. It's picked off. It's picked off by Kansas City. Kansas City going to win the game. Underthrew by Rivers. Horrible throw. That's his 4th interception of the game. And the Chiefs win this game. I win my fantasy football matchup. I also get the highest score of the week, which is huge. So we're good. Rivers made a huge mistake on that throw, though. Damn, I wanted a few plays. I wanted to commentate. Don't watch out. Dude, watch out. NFL doesn't mess around. They'll find you. I think we're good. Watch Dame post-game interview, Tori. Alright, I'll watch Dame's post-game interview. I'll actually play it out loud for all of us to hear. I'll play it on my phone. And I'll react to it. Interview, Tori. No, that's my stream volume.
I think it's, at every point in the season, you come across teams, some teams playing well, some teams not playing so well, and, that's how every season is. And I think right now they just in a stretch where they're playing really well, and we still finding our way. And, they played their game. They did a lot of things that they wanted to do. We didn't take a whole lot away from them. That was the story of the game. It's hard to defend because you don't want to, when he's driving to the baskets, you don't want to touch him. When he's raising up for 3, you don't want to get too close to him because he's kicking his legs out and he's following through with his jumper through your arm sometimes. Going to the basket, like one of the first possessions of the game, he was driving on me and my hands was by my side. And he reached and went through my arms.
Oh, he calling out Harden. And the way Harden plays. I like that.
So I think when you present that type of challenge and you get a whistle, like if you get that type of whistle, it's tough to defend, especially if you're already as good as he is. So it's tough. You said what? Just missing shots. I don't think I'm getting great looks. looks. But I'm getting shots that I always get, just not making them.
He's not getting great looks. Can't hear the questions at all.
Just what?
Neither can Dame.
Anytime you're competing against one of the best players, you're gonna come ready to compete. So I'll say yeah.
Is there something specific I should be looking for?
No, it's a tough position to be in, especially as a rookie. First time, defending him. I just told him, when you contest his shots, try to either go to his right or go to his left. Don't try to come square and try to block it because, like I said, it's made. So that's all I said to him. Arm sometimes, so you're gonna get that contact, and this, as a defender, you just got to recognize that because that call is being made. So that's all I said to him.
Rodney said he's kind of got stagnant because of how the Rockets are always switching on screens.
Yeah, they were switching everything. So usually when a team is switching, you end up getting bigs matched up on guards, and naturally you're gonna try to take advantage of the matchup. Early we was throwing it in the white side when a smaller guy was switched on to him, and then other times if a big was on me or CJ or Hoodie, we was attacking the big. But when you up against that, it's ways to take advantage of it. We're just we're still having movement and still moving the ball, and just taking advantage of the point switching and the slip ups instead of just playing one-on-one, especially when they just sending you a direction and loading up and helping out. So it did get stagnant, and I thought that that kind of hurt the offense.
Dame's saying exactly what I'm saying. Exactly what I'm saying. Worded it, differently than I'm saying it, but if I said what Dame just said, Pinwheel Empire would probably argue with me about how we just don't have shooting. Yeah, man, it did get stagnant. That's what I was saying. That's what I was explaining. There's ways to take advantage of a trapping defense by moving the ball, by having players in certain spots. Dame basically just said that, and basically said that they weren't doing that. Also admitted he wasn't getting great looks. And they were forcing him to a side and loading up, which is why he wasn't able to get great looks. So, there you go. Thank you guys. I might start playing interviews in the post-game stream, like once they get uploaded. Also admitted he wasn't getting great looks. Whoops, that was a mistake. Am I going to stream the trade deadline? I will live stream the trade deadline. That'll be fun. How does an NBA organization have such trash quality mics? No mics on questions, especially on media day. That was trash. Media day should be better, but when you have people in the locker room, like, there's not going to be a speaker, you know what I mean? There's not going to be, like, a speaker to play it out of their mics. The only speaker would be back to the... I guess the speaker would be back to the camera, though, so yeah, you're right. I don't know what I'm talking about. What's my favorite Dame Dollar song? I'm not sure. You got beef with Pinwheel Empire? A lot of people got beef with Pinwheel Empire right now. I don't have any beef personally. They blocked me because I said that page has gone downhill a little bit. I didn't even direct it at them, and I was replying to somebody who got blocked by Pinwheel Empire for saying even less than that. I'm not a fan of that Twitter page anymore, man. They started something with Blazer Tag Podcast, which was ridiculous. You can go on Twitter and find it. I did quote tweet a couple of the DMs I saw if you want to see kind of what happened with that, but I'm not a fan of Pinwheel Empire right now. And I wasn't a fan before because they keep calling out people like me who will break down what is happening in depth, and they keep saying, oh, we don't have enough shooting. That's why we are last in assists. Like, we got a small forward shooting 50% from three, and we're last in assists. We got small forward shooting 50% from three. It's not like you don't beat the trap. You don't have to have two 50% three-point shooting forwards in order to handle a trap well and beat a trap. So I ranted about that earlier, though, so I'm not going to go on it. Biggest long-term potential, Scour Little. Definitely Little by far. Tori, do you think the Pistons would accept that trade you said for Blake Griffin? I think maybe 2 picks and Nasir Little would get it done. maybe 3 first-round picks, an expiring contract. That's kind of what I'm hoping. I probably wouldn't include Collins or Simons in it. You'd want to keep those guys. The media uses their phones, not a good mic. I'm hoping in the future, maybe next year, I can get media credentials, and if there's somebody that was maybe part of a journalism program that wanted to be a sports journalist, because like I probably couldn't pay, you know what I mean? Maybe I'd try and maybe I'd give them a profit of the stream donations or something. I don't know. But have somebody go down there with press credentials and go into the locker room, and then they could like live stream from their phone, live stream the interview segment, or not live stream it back to me. They would be in a Skype call with me or something like that, send it back to me live of the locker room, and then I could capture that Skype call and put it up on the screen. That would be really cool, actually. We could get like live interviews straight from the locker room with that if we got press credentials. Opinions on Hood's defense tonight and in general. He was kind of soft on defense tonight, but James Harden's a hard matchup, and we didn't really guard him well. That's where we miss having a guy like Aminu or Harkless to guard a guy like James Harden. But James Harden went off against us in the past with those guys anyway. Energy, hustle, sure, but grace, finish. Little finish is strong, man. But Little, like, defensively has a chance to be, like, a really, really good elite NBA defender. And then if he can hit threes, then that'll make guys run out on him. And then driving the lane, he's going to be a problem, major problem. And then moving off the ball, like, Little has a lot of potential. Oh, man. So what trades are you wanting at this point? I'm curious because we need a trade or two ASAP. Who do you have in mind right now? I don't think we need to trade ASAP. We need to fix some of our problems. We need Stotts to step up. Oh, man, I'm yawning. Oh, hey, I need an energy drink or something. Carmelo Anthony describes why he joins the Blazers. That just dropped on CBS Sports Northwest. Or not CBS Sports Northwest, it was just CBS.com. Oh, it was just recapping the video. Yeah, I was just quoting that video. If you haven't watched it, Melo dropped a video about him playing with us. Little reminds me of Gerald Wallace. Yeah, that's who he could be, man. Gerald Wallace was an all-star one year. Gerald Wallace was good. That's who Little could be. It'd be cool if they give you credentials, but I couldn't see them wanting someone in the locker room who points out flaws in the team. I wouldn't be the one in the locker room. But yes, you're right. They probably wouldn't like some of the criticisms I have. Thing is, I don't really criticize Olshey, though. So, but yeah, they are kind of stringent with that. But I literally could live stream player interviews directly from the locker room. Oh, that'd be dope. But Melo gonna sell a lot of Blazers jerseys. We'll see. I do plan on putting out a Melo shirt. Me and Anime Jake have been working on that. A Keep Portland Melo shirt with Melo in a hoodie. And the design will be on a hoodie. It'll be dope. Who's that power forward y'all have at Gonzaga who reminds me of Domantas Sabonis and can easily be a lottery pick? You're talking about Killian Tilly? The shooter, the French guy? Tilly's nice. Tilly can shoot, man. And Tilly will be a good passer, too. He's underrated going into this year's draft. He's just always hurt. That's his issue. He's hurt to start this season. If he could be healthy, he would be a borderline lottery pick. Gonzaga always develops players well and gets them drafted pretty high lately. You talking about Brandon Clark wasn't looked at as a draft prospect going into last year, and he was a 21st overall pick, and he's killing it in Memphis right now. He should have been a borderline top 10 pick. He should have been at least a lottery pick. Rui Hachimura is having a good rookie season, and he was the 9th overall pick. Killian Tilly, if he gets healthy and is able to have a big year this year, that's a guy to watch out. That's a guy who would be in our draft range, who I wouldn't mind drafting just as a stretch for that can really shoot the ball. Defensively, he's improved too, so I do like Tilly. Alrighty, well, I'm gonna wrap up the stream. Thank you guys for tuning in. Who tuned in? Just a rough game. Weren't really competitive. It was the first game that we weren't really competitive in during the second half all season long. So I don't know. There's not much else to be said on it. I'm going to drop the mailbag on Wednesday because I want to include questions about Carmelo's debut. I also didn't really have many relevant questions. So I will put out a prompt tonight on my community tab asking for questions for the mailbag. I'll drop it on Monday. Or I'll drop it on Wednesday. And you guys can go back to that prompt. You guys can go back to the community tab after the game tomorrow and ask me questions about Carmelo's debut. I'll film that video tomorrow night, after my live stream's done, after the Pelicans game. And, yeah, so that's the plan. Until then, hopefully, we get a good win tomorrow against the Pelicans and have a good post-game stream tomorrow. That's what I'm hoping for. So anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you to Najib and Russell, first round exit Westbrook, for the donations tonight. I greatly appreciate it. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. As always, peace out. Go Blazers.